I was hoping I would have some way of opening this video other than sighing, but I didn't manage it. I didn't pull it off. Can I stress that I'm sorry? I really am. I'm so sorry. I don't take back anything that I said, with a couple of caveats that I'll get to in a minute. And I don't really regret the tone with which I showered negativity upon this video. It's more, I'm gonna do some stuff on the, like, walking around on the overworld to get to a couple of destinations while I talk about the issues that happened. It's more that, to reiterate what I said at the end of the last video, I do want to like this game. It's just making it so hard. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be picky or look for flaws. I realize I may just do that naturally anyway, and it may make me be an asshole anyway. And if still, the responsibility for that is still on me. I'm still a jerk if I have to be, but please, if I deserve any charitability at this point, please let it be that I don't mean it. I'm trying to express honest opinion, and honest opinion is really terrible. So, a couple of things have come to light since I recorded the last video. People have talked to me about those two boss fights. The one, what were they called? The gomas? Those irritating, wait forever to open their eye crab things. So, a friend told me... Sorry, I gotta make sure I'm not muted here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so, a friend told me that, long ago, he played... I don't remember there being a hole here. Does that just hurt me, or does it go somewhere? No, it just hurts me. He played this game, an actual physical copy, on a physical Game Boy, and it took nowhere near that long for the Gomas to open their eyes. There was nowhere, like, the waiting element was nowhere near as pronounced. Now, if that's true, that the game was not actually designed that way, then I can consider forgiving it. The guy who tells me this, I have no reason to really doubt what he tells me, so, that's the wrong item. There we go. So, okay, I'll forgive that, I suppose. I'll assume that maybe this ROM that I've got has a couple of bits missing or something that caused, like, a way longer delay than it was supposed to have. Okay, I'll forgive that. Now, someone mentioned, on the end boss of that dungeon, the die, I don't like you, the catfish with the very long tail, that I could have dealt with this. I could probably hookshot into that now, can't I? I could have dealt with that without so much of a waiting element, just by jumping, like with the rock feather, jumping over the tail. But this goes back to the criticism I was leveling at the game before, because consider the items that were necessary for that fight. I had to have the sword to do my main damage. I had to have the hook shot out to drag the snaky thing out of the wall. That's 2 items. That's all the buttons I got. And it wouldn't be practicable to have to switch one of those out for the feather. I suppose you could use the hookshot itself as a weapon to do the damage, but I'm dubious on that, because the hookshot has more of a wind-up time, and I don't think you'd be able to get as many hits off. I could be wrong on that, but I'm not feeling it. I don't... If either of those bosses were not designed to be different, then I really, really feel like those bosses have some serious design problems. There's a puzzle in this field with reading these signs, isn't there? I'm not in the mood to check into that right now. So, yeah. Now, I know I left the whole issue of the 2 button assignments with the best idea that I could come up with for resolving that was a compromise of, making the shield and the bangle passive, and then better designing the levels and the dungeons and the overworlds themselves, just so that you'd have a larger amount of granularity for what time you'd be expected to have what item out, so that you're not switching in between items quite so frequently. But since then, I've asked myself, what is so precious about this particular control paradigm that would make it worth the obsessive and excessive switching of items over and over and over again? Like, you saw what happened in that last dungeon. I was having to switch between bangle, feather, sword, hookshot, bangle, feather, sword, hookshot, and I've had to do that in a lesser amount with other dungeons as well. It's just not good design. I don't know how people can defend it. Now, but I'm wondering what was so precious about this particular paradigm that would make the designers at Nintendo, like 20 years ago, think that this was worth it? To think that the obsessive and excessive switching between items was worth it. I have no idea what would make them think that where's the trade-off? What benefit am I getting for this incredible annoyance? So if I don't accept that this particular paradigm is really that important, this particular control of randomly assigning any item I want to A and B is that necessary, couldn't we have made, like, just in theory, like, just pretending we're Nintendo designers for a little bit, couldn't we have made a fun, engaging, mobile, like, handheld Zelda game that didn't have this control paradigm? You'd have to redesign basically the whole game. You'd have to redesign how the levels are set up. You'd have to redesign certain hazards and obstacles. But I think it's totally plausible that you could make a fun and engaging portable Zelda game that took advantage of the hardware and didn't get into annoyance territory. The primary way that I think that might be doable is have the sword permanently bound to one of the two buttons. If it were me, I would choose A. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which button you choose. But, so, have the sword permanently bound to one button. Because this is Link's main weapon. You have to go into combat at basically all times, and in all situations. You have to navigate level geometry and hazards and obstacles while engaging in combat. We've seen that countless times. Sorry about that. I had a weird recording audio issue. I fixed it. But, okay, so what were we talking about? Permanently bind the sword to just one button, and this means that because you'd only have one open item slot, you couldn't get combinations, really. I mean, sure, you could do jumping and slashing, you could do running and charging with the sword, you could have a shield and sword for your full combat, well, like a balance between offense, defense. You could have the sword and the hook shot as a full offense, but you'd lose some of the weirder combinations, like you couldn't, say, jump and bomb, you couldn't dash jump. I don't know that would be that much of a sacrifice, because when you think about it, jumping and bombing, I mean, I don't think the Game Boy's, like, rendering power would be great enough to be able to do anything meaningful with that. I mean, there's kind of a, sorry, the mouse is on the screen, there's kind of a, what's the word you would use? From your bird's eye view, the depth, like the Z-axis, I guess you'd call it, there's not much of one. This is not a very powerful platform, so I don't think you could do anything meaningful with, say, like, jumping in bombs or jumping and throwing rocks. The one that I would actually be happy to see go would be dash jumping, because that shit actually so far has been annoying. This game format, like the top-down bird's eye view, the Zelda, whatever engine this game was made on, the Zelda formula and its control paradigms, are not conducive to platforming. And the platforming that I've had to do in dash jumping here so far has not been fun. It's been annoying, and I would happily give that up, to have a more simplified control paradigm that didn't require me to constantly switch out items. So I wouldn't mind letting go of dash jumping. Like, aside from whatever you can, I would be perfectly happy if you could only combine things with the sword. I mean, because, again, that's Link's primary way of interacting with the world. So I don't have any problem with that. Just make it with the sword. And I think you'd have to redesign the whole game's, like, level design from the ground up, basically. Like the hazards and obstacles and the combat situations inside of dungeons. A lot of the stuff that we've seen so far couldn't be in there, but I'd be okay with that, because that would allow for a smoother experience, and you could still create, like, a fun, engaging Zelda game through other means, through the clever puzzles, through, intense combat, which sometimes this game has offered. In other words, the stuff that a Zelda game, like a traditional good Zelda game, actually does, without having some ridiculous control gimmick that the hardware, like, doesn't have enough fucking buttons to support. So, I take back what I said in the last video, that my favorite compromise would just be to, make those two items, the bangle and the shield, perma-passive. I think you should still do that, so you don't have to switch into the bangle every time you want to lift something, but that's not the primary point I'd want to make anymore. Primary point is make the sword permanent, make another item switch out, deal with it from there. Design the game up from that. Design the levels up from that. Design the enemies and the bosses up from that. that would make me like this game so much more. And I know the people at Nintendo, through the decades, not just in modern days, but through like the some 30-odd years. Has it been 30? Yeah, that's about 30, I would say, yeah. Through like the some 30-odd years that they've been doing these things, they've shown that they have great creativity when it suits them. I think they could do it. Anyway, I'm here to buy a bow. Bow and arrow set, only 980 rupees. Buy, I will buy. Thanks a lot, and come again. There goes all the money I've ever earned in my life. My life savings gone for another weapon to switch out. Fuck me. Alright, but let's try it out again. I bet now that I have it. So it's just... Okay, that's the arrow. I thought that was like a spear thing that the enemies were throwing, but it feels more like spears, honestly. There's something up, or at least maybe two things up here in the forest that I believe I can get access to now with the hook shot, so I'm going to go look at that. And, yeah. I'm honestly still upset about what happened in that last dungeon with those two boss fights. I want to be charitable and say that I was doing something wrong, or there's a bug in my ROM, or something, but I'm dubious, because I suppose it's technically possible, but how the heck could you even have a ROM that's broken in that particular way? That's very weird. So I'll try to forgive that. Just like I did with La Mulana halfway through, I'll try to say, okay, I'll reset the emotional balance, we'll start over. I don't think the game actually deserves that, and I'm doing it more for my sake than for the game, because I want to finish this LP without hating myself the whole time. Really? 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 Before... Okay. God damn it. Fuck me sideways. So I came into this game fresh. The only stuff that I could even anticipate about this game would come from my experience with two other top-down 2D Zelda titles. Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds. So I thought at first that you would jump. I thought second that maybe there was an invisible platform to walk on this second chasm here. I thought third that you'd be able to dash jump once I got the boots and the rock feather. I think fourth, okay, the hook shot must be it. Because it's a Zelda game, it's going to have a hook shot, of course. And so, me being a new player to this and not knowing exactly what to expect, I imagine it'd be even worse for somebody who had never played a Zelda game before and had just picked this up for the first time. You make somebody go through all this experimentation, and then the reward they get at the end is 50 rupees? I'm like, 5 dungeons in now? Let's check my instruments. Yeah, I'm 5 dungeons in now. I wasn't even trying to get money. I just got like 1,000 out of it, out of 1,000 rupees out of osmosis, basically. I just picked them up because they were there. And so that's all it has to offer me, money? Why not a piece of heart? Why not something that at this point in the game would be a more tangible benefit? That's not cool. Again, I'm bitching about things. I don't even know what to say. Honestly, this game is pissing me off in a lot of ways. There was another thing around here, wasn't there? There was like a thing I go into, like a hollowed-out log that led into a cave, and then I found eternal peace and happiness, and this is the one, yes. What does it have to say? Now this just links me to another area. Yes, I said that. That was a pun. Alright, I know there's hookshot stuff I can do, so I'm gonna run around the overworld and see if I can find some new thingy-wingy-dingies to look at. Due to the level of map exposure that I have up here in the northeast corner of the map, and the fact that I don't think I could have gotten across here any way other than the hookshot, I'm betting this is new, so let's look into this. This is an exit, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This reminds me. So, I've had the same raft. Why do I need a raft? I have flippers. If this is extra content, like a side quest thing, I don't think I want to do this, but let's just look for the sake of experimentation. Want to go on a raft ride for 100 rupees? Well, no, I don't have the money, so sorry. Okay, so, back to what I was saying. The same friend who told me about the Gomas potentially being glitched, he... After hearing the criticisms that I've had about this game so far, he urged me not to play Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons because they're actually more talky, they're more story-heavy, they have more text boxes. Now, I feel like I want to take a step back in explaining my position on this, and I'll try not to ramble about it too much, because I've said a bajillion words about it in various other conversations and other contexts. I've already gone down there? I don't think I have. Let's look around down there. Yeah, so... Actually, I feel like I have been down here. Does this go towards the bay? No, this is the moat of the castle. How the heck do I get into this section of the map to the east of me? Let's explore this a bit while we're talking about this. So, I know a lot of people don't share my view on this, and that's fine. You know, everybody's gonna consume media for their own reasons, and it's certainly not my place to badmouth that or tell people that they're wrong for liking the stuff they like. That's not a cool thing, and I try to avoid doing that. But... Oh my god, speak of the devil! Oh, you're just fucking with me now, aren't you? Okay, Hoot. There are 2 shrines, one to the north, the other to the south. First, head south, where ancient ruins speak of the windfish. You will learn much there. I'm wondering if that was like the desert place where I got my ass kicked before. I'll try that. But anyway, so fitting that owl would show up. I am rather... I have been here, actually. So why is this part of the map? Well, this part of the map, like, there's a plateau. I've already been in there. That's just a health refill. So let's look around here a bit more now that I got the hookshot, I guess. I am of the position, just for my own opinion and my own experience and what have you, that when I come to a video game, I am here to do. I am here to live an adventure. I am not here to be told about an adventure. I'm not here to have pre-written NPCs rattle scripts off to me about what my motivation is for playing the game. That's actually... I find it kind of artistically offensive and disgusting, because my whole reason for being here is to live the adventure. It's to be the swashbuckling hero. That's what I love. That's what I come to video gaming for. And when games try to take my time away by instead... What's this guy got to say? When slumbers long here. I think I've already read this, yeah. When the game tries to take my time away by making me read, especially when the reading is utterly unnecessary and you could impart the same information... This is probably what the dude was talking about. You can impart the same information with more elegant means available to you in the medium of gaming. I believe that you should. And if you're just taking the easy, lazy way out and just writing everything into text boxes, that's bad. Just in my opinion, of course. Other people love games that are full and loaded of story, like, Mass Effect and well, anything by BioWare, really, and the newer games of Grand Theft Auto, like 4 and 5, and lots of Japanese RPGs. Some people like that. They feel like they're, watching a movie where they're occasionally allowed interactivity. Okay, far be it for me to, say why people like things, or if the people are wrong for liking the things they like. I don't really care. But that's unacceptable to me. It is so unacceptable. I feel like it's a slap in the face to my recreational time, which is... Everybody's recreational time is precious. Not only do you have just limited time in your life in a sense, but we've all got like school and work and other obligations in our lives, so your recreational time is precious. And to have, a recreational item, a piece of media that you've decided to spend your free time and sometimes your money on, have it disrespect your time, that's bad. That's where I say it's artistically offensive. Unacceptably so. So, the point of that whole ramble is, should I want your opinion. Just like the thing with the flail whip back in La Mulana, where I wanted everybody to tell me, do you want me to take this under these conditions? Yes, no. I want to know your opinion here again. Knowing what you know about me, and my very stringent, oh god, these things still hurt, my very stringent preferences when it comes to gaming, should I try those 2 games? If I get a majority consensus, then I'll do it. This guy's hurt by arrows, isn't he? All right, let's give it a try. Let's give it a shot here. I will try if people want me to do that. Okay, let's try arrows and jumping because this guy stun locks me. So yeah, so I will give those games a shot if people think I should. Basically, I'll try it. And I think it's worth stressing that even I, especially if I'm doing a presentation, like if I'm playing a game for, you know, my own education's sake, or, you know, and for the entertainment of people watching me suffer and stumble through a game very stupidly, I can put up with some story, with some text density, if it's paced well. That's my big problem. And a lot of the writing in video games don't know how to pace things, and I died. I think this will just drop me off at the door again, won't it? Okay, let's just do another attempt on camera. Yeah, I'd say, like, for instance, the owl and the fetch questing that's going on in this game, horrendously paced. Like, super bad, awful, terrible. Well, no, I'm being too hard on it. There's other games that have been worse, honestly. I should be able to just go back out again and farm up a shit ton of arrows, shouldn't I? I did that with bombs at the castle, so I can probably do that here. So yeah, on this video, leave me your thoughts. Should I try Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons? Up to you. Alright, I'll farm up some arrows off camera. I got about 30 arrows. Hopefully that'll be enough. I doubt this guy would take more than 30 arrows to kill. Let it be said that if I do end up taking on those two games, Ages and Seasons, I'm going to be honest. I realize that a lot of the stuff that I've said so far could come across as petty moaning and bitching without much consequence, and I'm sorry if that's the case. You know, not my intention, but maybe that's just how I come across, and I'm a terrible person. But, yeah, so I don't know what else I could possibly do, and if I do Ages and Seasons, be aware, I'm not giving it any freebies just because, like, it's a game from a popular series. I mean, this is an LP. I'm supposed to fill this with flying commentary, and if I'm not talking about my genuine emotions, what I'm actually feeling and thinking and reacting at the time, then what else do I have to say? Let's say that's the last attempt on camera before victory. Attempt number 3. I mean, real attempt number 3 with actual arrows where I stand a chance of killing this guy. What activates him? Is it proximity, or do I have to actually attack him? I think it was proximity. Beat on attempt number 3? Well, hot diggity. Oh! That's an interesting looking key. It's got a face on it. Before I... Oh. I say it and then it shows up. The face key. It's used as a cryptographic signature for FaceTime communications through iPads and iPhones. There is a picture carved on the wall, but you can't see it because it's too dark in here. Okay, well, I immediately associate powder with fire because, you know, drugs are a thing. So let's try to burn up in this bitch. Whoa. That must be the windfish. Oh my god, the owl is on there! The owl is on there! Oh, Satan incarnate. To the finder of the Isle of... Is that what this place is called? Koholint? Is but an illusion. Human monster sea sky as seen on the lid of a sleeper's eye. Awake the dreamer, and Koholint will vanish, much like a bubble on a needle. Cast away. You should know the truth. What? What, illusion? Okay. Okay, so I'm obviously advancing story stuff here, and this makes me think as soon as I step outside the door, the owl's going to come down and say, Hoot, I told you before, south and north, but I'm going to tell you again because I think you're stupid and can't play a game for yourself. Oh, God. Oh, the laughter hurts my insides. Okay. So, let's see if I'm psychic. And now he repeats what he told me before, that I have to go north now to some kind of a shrine up there. I see you read the relief. While it does say the island is but a dream of the windfish, no one is really sure, just as you cannot know if a chest holds a treasure until you open it. So you cannot tell if this is a dream until you awaken. The only one who knows for sure is the windfish. Trust your feelings. Someday... My feeling is that I hate you, Mr. Owl. And you never told me how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. You never told us. You fucked us out of that one, honestly. You just ate the damn candy right in front of my face. Not cool. I have multiple reasons for hating you, Mr. Owl. The arrow kill these guys too? Yes, it does, take a so. So that was the southern shrine, I guess. Where's the northern shrine? I wonder how I get to it. You've already seen me fight in this little desert area for too long, so I'll do this off camera. I don't know if I'm wrong, and please forgive me if I am wrong, but get out of my way. I don't know if I've been, like, here yet, but because there's a door that goes into what I assume is a plateau, like right up there, but I was going to explore down here, and there's nothing to see, so I guess I will go into that door. I do not recall going into it, but remember, there's like a week gap between each chunk of recording, so I could be forgetting things. But I know that, like, this whole plateau here, for that's what I assume. What? I was just here. What? A shortcut to the raft place? Is that all I get out of that? Wow, color me confused. Okay. I'm gonna keep looking around to see if I can find the shrine to the north that the owl is sure that I don't understand is there. On a whim, I went into a water cave and just started diving around because I was assuming if there was a cave in here, there'd be something to find, and just on chance, I dove in the right place and got a piece of heart. I think that's actually my fourth one, and yep, that gives me another heart. Yay. I don't care if I have a full health gauge by the time I beat this game. I'm really not liking this well enough to do all the side content, but if anything's there and convenient to get, I'll grab it. Just because I know that there has to be a shrine to the north, and these dudes look similar. Oh, not only do they look similar, they are similar. Well, I think I've already gone into that staircase, but let's just look here real quick. Yeah, I've been here, but I was interested to try either of my songs on that little platform in the water, just because those two dudes... Have I don't think I've been here since I got the hook shot. Let's try it. I was thinking about singing a song, like playing the ocarina up there, but... Oh, I forget. Have I... This has got to be the other shrine. Look at this. Alright, now I've got stuff I didn't have before, so let's work it. I wonder if I can just pick these dudes up, like I did with Marion that one time. Because women are property. Maybe try singing a song here. I've got a key I didn't have before, maybe that's it, but let's try a song first. Nothing. The other one's probably not going to do anything either, but let's try it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that's right, it just warps me back here. Well, damn it. I don't have to go all the way back there again. Ugh, that wasn't wise of me. At least I don't have a ghost following me around this time. Okay, back. And since I have a key now, I'm just going to try to stick it in this dude's face. Oh! Oh! Up, 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 up. Is this the northern shrine? I hope this isn't a whole new dungeon, because I'm not prepared to do that right now, but let's poke our nose in. Oh, yes it is. Face shrine. Welp, I guess this is the next thing to do. Yeah, I apologize. Today's been a busy day. I was trying to squeeze in a recording before bed, and yeah, I don't have the time to spend on a whole new dungeon right now, so I'm sorry. This is probably going to be a short video, but I'll put up a new one as soon as I can that'll go into the dungeon. So, Please, if you care, please do comment on, knowing what you now know about how I've reacted to this game. Do you think I should play Seasons and Ages? Please tell me, honestly. If you think I'm a complete fucking putz and I should go die, tell me that too. If you're indifferent, then just don't say anything. Why waste the energy? So yeah, yes, no, you suck. Give me one of those answers. And it seems kind of sappy. I'm sorry to be a sap, or a putz, or a schmutz, but, for those of you who still watch, despite how ranty and ravey and, blood spitting out the teeth raged I get at some of these game design decisions in all of the games that I played, thank you for still watching. I'm glad you're still interested, because even as much as I bitch, I still like doing LPs. It's a challenge sometimes, but it is a rewarding challenge because I get something out of it in the end, so. Alright, thanks dudes. I'll be back when I can.